I'm going to be reinventing a tried and true favorite of my childhood summer days, Sloppy Joes. But because I'm a big kid now, it's going to be a little bit of adult version of Sloppy Joes. So I've got a pan here. I'm making sure it's nice and hot over to a medium-high heat. I'm gonna just warm up a little bit of canola oil, and when that oil starts to shimmer, I will know it's ready for me to add a little bit of red pepper flakes for a slight just kind of frying action. And then I'm also going to add some resinous herbs, including oregano and also some rosemary. And once those get a good little sizzle on, and I can start to smell their wonderful flavor, I will add some ground beef. I want all of these flavors to meld and to combine, so I'm breaking up that meat. And something else I'm kind of allowing it to do on purpose is to let the meat brown and stick to the bottom of the pan a little bit. That's going to create a fond that I'm going to deglaze, and it will add some amazing depth and flavor to this dish. Just give that a little bit of a turn over. This process is pretty quick, and I want that meat to brown all the way through so that I don't see any pink, but I definitely don't want it to get dark brown or to get dry or to get tough. So now I have a nice rendering of the beef. Everything is to a nice brown, so I'm just gonna drop this temperature real quick so I can pull it away, and I'm going to simply drain off the grease and the extra fat, so I'm just left with my nice lean beef. This pan comes right back onto the heat, a little bit lower now. There we go. And my first step is a little bit of red wine now, and I'm going to use that red wine to break off any particles, big or small, that are still stuck onto that pan. All right, we got a good, nice deglazing, got a little bit of a reduction going. So I'm going to add some onions, and I'm going to allow those onions to sweat until they are translucent, which means I can slightly see through them, and they're aromatic, so I can smell them. This step takes about 2 to 3 minutes to sweat those onions to exactly where I want them. My next step is going to be adding on top of that some diced celery, some diced bell peppers, and some diced red peppers. If you like a little bit of crunch in your Sloppy Joe, by all means, let this step take only 1 or 2 minutes. If you like everything to be soft and of a similar texture, let it go 5 to 7. And next step will be a touch of tomato paste. I'm going to spread around that tomato paste and let it fry and sear in the pan. That's going to give it that kind of rusty brown color instead of a bright raw red tomato color. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is re-add this now very lean ground beef that has my herbs and my peppers all seared in with it. And in looking at this sauce, what I see is it looks a little bit dry, yeah? And Sloppy Joes, well, gosh darn it, they're sloppy. So I need some liquids to really loosen this up. We are using a little bit of chicken stock, and then some pureed San Marzano tomatoes. That's gonna loosen this up perfectly. Last but not least, I do want a bit of sweetness. I'm gonna do that with some molasses. This is gonna simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes until it starts to pull in together and pull tight, but not be dry. I definitely don't want it to get over dried. And then our next step will be to get this going on a plate. My Sloppy Joes are going on some little brioche slider buns. To keep that bun nice and soft, I'm spreading it with some creme fraiche. And then a lovely amount of this sloppy concoction, a little bit of microgreens. And we are ready for an outdoor or indoor lovely summer meal. My name's Chef Cicely. Thank you for joining me at the Divine Cafe at the Springs Preserve. I hope to see you here.